Let's talk a little metaverse, man, because metaverse, it seems like the narrative of metaverse has kind of moved into place of AI. AI's kind of, stolen the show. Are you still bullish on metaverse at all?
In the long term, yeah. In the short term, pretty bearish. I think there's been one little thing that's maybe disrupted my thesis there, though. It's the Apple investment that's going on with Sandbox. And if you look at Mana on GitHub, Mana is like one of the top submissions for all of December. And they could be, really, really big in 2023. Those who don't know, if you go on GitHub and you write a little piece of code, you could literally just write nothing and, hit command or hit enter. And it shows like, hey, a contribution has been made. I'm willing to bet, though, when you see hundreds of these contributions being made, there's something there. And so I don't know if it's Apple engineers, software engineers doing all this Mana coding. I don't know if it's the Mana team, maybe got a fire under their, and they're contracting out, getting ready to integration with the App Store. But I think there's maybe we'll see a second bull run. So if you remember when Meta did the big announcement, I think it was like 10 billion a year for 10 years, every metaverse token pumped. I think we might see a second little pump off of some Apple news. I don't know what it's going to be. Maybe it's hey, we have the release date for a VR World app. Maybe that type of announcement might create a pump. I think there's going to be a little bit of some pump. I don't think people are going to be using it like that. So I think it's going to be mostly a hype-based price speculation.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that, most of us, we don't really know what the metaverse is or what it's going to be. But, we're seeing that Fidelity's actually integrating into Decentraland, man, to have a Fidelity in-house place where you can go. So I'm kind of seeing what they want to do with it. But I think I'm with you that, once Apple makes a big announcement or, Microsoft, Google or something makes some big announcements similar to what Facebook did, we are going to see the metaverses.
What I'm ready for? So all these AI things, the Chat GPT, and there's a big announcement. Google just invested, I think, $300 million at a $3 billion valuation with a different AI company. And so you have the big players, you have Apple with their Siri team. I mean, even Tesla has a very, very strong AI team. So you have all the biggest tech companies in the world working very, very hard on AI. I'm ready for Meta, aka Facebook. I don't know if you know, they have that partnership with RayBan sunglasses. I'm ready to where I hit my Ray-Bans on and I hit a button and it creates my AR virtual assistant where you see them with your glasses on. You're like, they're in the room, maybe sitting in a chair, and you're like, hey, what's a good chicken cordon bleu recipe? Thanks. Hey, how do I get to the airport? What's the best path at 2 p.m.? Thanks. Hey, and then you click the button and they disappear. I'm super ready for that. I don't know when that's. So I'm super bullish on the technology, but what I just envision, that could be 15, 20 years from now. And people are pricing these things like it's 2 to 5 years from now. And so you got to be a little bit careful, catch the pumps, maybe take some profit, maybe buy a dip when no one's talking about it anymore. But yeah, I think an AR AI assisted virtual assistant that's just like you make appear and disappear with a button on your Ray-Ban. You just hit the little Ray-Ban logo. How cool would that be?